The moment the documentary paused on that silver sedan, my heart stopped. The dent on the bumper, the sticker on the back window, even the worn-out left tire, it was all mine. Except the documentary claimed that car was used in a crime I'd never even heard of, and the person driving it looked terrifyingly familiar. Before I begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss stories like this. My name is Evelyn Hart, and I always believed I lived a simple, predictable life. I went to work, came home, paid my bills on time, and tried to stay far away from anything dramatic. But fate doesn't care about the quiet people. Sometimes it drags you into storms without asking. It all started when my coworker, Lily, recommended a new true crime documentary. "It's wild," she said. "Takes place in our city, too." That evening, I made dinner, sat on the couch, and casually pressed play. I wasn't expecting my whole world to shatter in the first 15 minutes. The documentary was about a series of break-ins around the city. Nothing extreme, but enough to scare the community. The suspects had never been fully caught, and the footage was grainy. But then, the camera zoomed in on a car waiting near one of the buildings. A silver sedan, a dent on the right side, a faded university sticker on the back window, a small crack on the left headlight. I leaned forward slowly. No. It was my car. My exact car. I stared at the screen, feeling my stomach twist. I had never been on that street. I had never been part of anything like this. And yet there it was, my vehicle parked directly outside the building where the break-in happened. My first thought was that it had to be a coincidence. Same model, same color. But the dent, that specific dent, happened when a shopping cart hit me months ago. There was no coincidence. And then came the moment that sent a cold wave down my spine. The driver stepped out. The footage wasn't clear enough to reveal their face, just the silhouette and a familiar posture. The height, the build, even the way they adjusted their jacket. It felt like I'd seen that movement before. The documentary narrator said, "Investigators believe the car may have been stolen." Fear poured through me. Had someone taken my car? Had someone used it for this? But I never noticed it missing. Not once. So who had access to it? I paused the video. Then I opened my door and stared at my car parked outside my apartment window. Everything felt wrong. The next morning at work, I couldn't focus. My hands shook every time I remembered the silhouette. That familiar posture played over and over in my mind until a horrifying possibility formed. There was only one person who ever had my spare key. Someone I trusted without question. My older brother, Nathan. He borrowed my car occasionally, always returning it with a full tank and a smile. Nathan, who had been going through a hard time, disappearing for days, showing up tired, always brushing off questions. I didn't want to believe it. I couldn't. So I tested a theory. That evening, I called him. "Hey," I said, casually, "have you ever driven near Westbridge Apartments?" There was a pause, a long one. Then he laughed. "Why would I go there?" My heart pounded in my ears. He always had an answer for everything, but that pause told me more than any explanation could. I ended the call quickly. Now I needed proof. I took my car to a mechanic the next morning and asked him to check the mileage logs stored in the internal computer, something most people don't know exists. When he came back, he looked confused. "Your car was driven way more than the mileage on your dashboard says. Someone reset it." My stomach dropped. Someone had been using my car behind my back. Someone who knew how to hide it. And the only person who had access was Nathan. But what was he involved in? And why? My next step was dangerous, maybe reckless, but necessary. I went through his social media, old messages, mutual connections, anything that could explain how my car ended up in that documentary. That's when I found something buried deep in an old group chat he was part of, a conversation about quick money, easy access, and no one getting hurt. One of the names in the chat matched a suspect mentioned in the documentary. Everything clicked into place like a nightmare puzzle. I felt sick. Nathan had been helping them. They needed a clean car, something untraceable, and my car was perfect. But why hide it from me? Why lie? I confronted him. He came to my apartment, sat on the couch, and stared at the floor like he already knew the truth was unraveling. "Nathan," I said quietly, "did you use my car?" He didn't answer. He didn't need to. The guilt on his face was enough. "I didn't want you involved," he whispered. "You've always been the good one, Evelyn. You never mess up. You never break rules. I just needed a way out. It wasn't supposed to go this far." My heart cracked. "You dragged me into it anyway," I said softly. He looked up, eyes red. "Please, don't tell anyone. I'll fix it. I'll make it right." But this wasn't just about him. This was about me. My name, my car, my safety. I couldn't carry the weight of his choices. So I did what I never thought I would. I reported the truth. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, but because the person who nearly ruined my life was someone who loved me. And sometimes the harshest revenge is letting someone face the reality they've been running from. The authorities already had the documentary footage. They had the timestamps, and once they checked my car's internal logs, everything aligned. Nathan wasn't angry when they came for him. He just looked relieved, like he finally stopped running. And me? I still look at my car differently now. Not with fear, but with the reminder that sometimes the person you trust the most is the one who leaves the deepest mark without ever meaning to.